Welcome to Finance PK. My name is Phil. The goal of this channel is to help you beginning investors, especially those of you that are high school or college age, just getting started working. Maybe you want to get started investing, but you're just not sure how and not sure if you're confident enough to take those first few steps. This channel is for you, so you can build that confidence and take those first few steps to become a successful investor. This channel is also for you if you're older. Maybe you're in your 30s or 40s, like me. You wish you would have got started younger. Maybe you're even older, you're 50s, 60s, 70s. It's really never too late to get started investing. And so that's the goal of this channel. I want to help equip you to take those first few steps, build that confidence, and become a successful investor. So in this video, I want to talk about a strategy towards successful investing called the high yield savings account. So it's part of the strategy, I should say, frequently referred to as HYSA. So I want to talk about what a high yield savings account is, and how much you want to have in that, and some specific ideas for investing. And that's part of the greater strategy of building wealth over the long term. So first off, the high yield savings account I talked about in previous videos, those first three steps, right, to becoming a successful investor. One of those is having your goal. The second is having your emergency fund. And the third one is starting to automate investments. So that second goal, that second piece of those steps, second step is that emergency fund and establishing that emergency fund. And so what I recommend is that when you have that emergency fund, starting off with preferably $1,000, at least $500 to $1,000, but eventually you want to build that up to 4 to 6 months worth of your family or household expenses or individual expenses. So that amount could vary. The point is you want to have that in the high yield savings account. So what is a high yield savings account? High yield savings account is a savings account that pays typically much more than the average checking account or much more than any other average account. So typically right now it's about 4 to 5% is what those high yield savings account, those HYSAs are paying. And that's something, it's not 1%, it's not zero, which is the typical checking account and many savings accounts. Even certain CDs are lower than that. So a high yield savings account, typically there is some kind of offer, some kind of obligation that you need to meet for a certain amount of time. That's typically what a CD is. High yield savings account, sometimes there's a certain amount that you want to have in there. And so what I recommend is once you establish your emergency fund, which is between $500 to $1,000 to start, and then preferably 4 to 6 months worth of expenses. So that could vary. If your monthly expenses are $2,000 a month, then that might be $8,000 or $10,000. If your monthly expenses are more for a family, that could be $20,000 or $30,000. So that's not a small amount. It's not insignificant. And it's not insignificant, and you want to have that in something that's going to be able to gain that interest in the meantime. So that's where the high yield savings account comes in. So if you have that $8,000 to $10,000, even if it's $1,000, the idea is it's not touched. It's in that high yield savings account, and that it's in there at least making that 3 or 4 or 5% interest, not zero, right? Which is what the checking account, the savings account, most checking accounts or savings accounts would be. And so once you have your emergency fund set up, it might be up to between $1,000 and $10,000 or more, depending on your family budget, depending on your monthly expenses. Then you have that in there making that interest, making those gains. And the idea there is that hopefully it's never touched. It's just your emergency fund. Okay, but even if you can budget and you have some that could be liquid, you can take that out of a savings account. But what's left in there is gaining interest, right? It's not at 0 or 1%. It's at least gaining something. Now, some ideas for starting a high yield savings account, several of them, and you could literally Google it. I'll put some links below. Several different famous, popular ones right now. I recommend going on NerdWallet and looking. They usually have the most recent offers and some of the best offers and highest interest rates that you could take advantage of. So you can check out NerdWallet. Some companies that you may have heard of, some banks, Ally is one, SoFi is another one. Sometimes things come in the mail. So like a Chase Bank or Bank of America will make specific offers for certain amounts of money and certain amounts of time. So it kind of acts like a CD. Typically, though, you just have to meet certain requirements like direct deposits and maintain a certain amount of balance in there to be able to make a certain amount of interest over 3 months or 6 months and different time components. I like Vanguard as well. So Vanguard has some funds. Robinhood has some as well. You just want to be careful with sometimes I found they can be kind of gimmicky with Robinhood. They're charging monthly fees, and some banks will charge monthly fees as well. So you want to be wary of that, be cautious, kind of do your research and read that, read the fine print. But there are several offers out there. You probably can't go wrong by just looking at NerdWallet and looking at what option might fit best for you. So that's a high yield savings account, some advice for your emergency fund. Again, look for the information below in the links, and we'll see you next time.